Today's exercise is called harness up. That's right, you're gonna be using your climbing harness. This is for all you slackline climber hybrids out there. A good balancing exercise. So for progression 1, you wanna make sure that your harness is lined up proper. So left leg is on this side, right leg is on the right side. So it's a lot easier to put on when you get on the slack line. Okay, progression 1, starting closer to the anchor is easier, in the middle is a little harder. Try to maintain deep breaths. I'm gonna hold the harness with one hand, right hand as I put my left foot in. Occasionally looking down to see where the hole is so I can slip my foot in. Boom. From there, stepping onto the left foot. Sliding the harness down low is helpful, and a slight bend in the knee is helpful. I'm looking down at the ground to help me balance, focusing on breath. Moving somewhat quickly through here. First, I get it through just the hip part so I can maintain balance, not get myself too locked up for too long. Then I'm going to slowly work my other foot through the hole. If you need to, you can grab the heel. That's where it's going to get caught if you got shoes on. So you can knock it through. From there, maintain balance, and then pull the harness up. Reaching down, slipping it up, working it around the hips. Boom. Call that progression 1, getting the harness on. Progression 2, you don't have to do much. Staying on line, take the harness off. Progression 2 is take the harness off. Working it past the hips. I bring my knees together to let it slide down nice and low. Gonna work one foot out. Obviously, you can let go with one hand if you need to, or both hands. Gets caught on the foot a lot, especially if you're wearing shoes. The tricky part is bending down, knocking it off the heel. From there, take a step, using the other hand to work it off the other foot. The goal here in progression 2 is to not drop the harness as you take it off. It's okay if you drop it with both hands, but you don't want to drop it on the ground. That's progression 2. All right, moving on to progression 3. Try to get your harness all in line again. So left side's on left side, right side's on right side. We're gonna move into exposure. In the middle of the line or close to the anchor. It's up to you, you pick your battle. From here, I'm gonna bend nice and low like I'm sitting in a chair. And try to work one foot in at a time. Again, if you need a little extra time, in other words, if you don't want to slip through the hip and the foot at the same time, slip through the hip first. Looking like this. Just through the hip there so I can bring my foot back down for stability. I'm standing on the ball point, top of the arch, bottom of the ball of my foot. Use my hand to hold here and work this foot in. Strike 1, all right, here we go, try again. Boom, got that side. Transitioning weight to the other foot. Again, slipping to the hip first. If you want a big challenge, go through the hip and the foot at the same time. But we're just gonna go one at a time. Hard part here is my ankles are bound together. So I gotta kind of let go of the harness sometimes just to find balance. Looks like it slipped over my left heel, so pick that back up. This is the tricky part, so it's progression 3. You gotta get through that last little hole here. I can stay nice and low, work it over the foot. Shift up, come back down on, go nice and low to work it around the foot, and pick it up. Woo! Low skull. A little wider stance. Hard part here is just working it up over the hips if you need to, loosen the harness, or start with it loose. That'll help. Goal is to get it all the way up. Don't cheat yourself in this exercise. Get it all the way up over the hips. I'm not worried about tightening around the legs, but get a nice tight grip around the hips. All right, that's the first half of progression 3. Now we got to take it off. Woohoo! Same thing in reverse. Slide it down over the hips. Kind of bring my knees together here to let it kind of just fall down. Same thing as in progression 2. You can let go of the harness, but don't let it hit the ground. Working it over the heel of your foot, whether you have shoes on or not. Stepping that leg out. Boom, that's progression 3. Have fun with that one. Until next time.